Wilson-Ferry here with SWF Professional Solutions. I hope you're doing well. Today I'd like to talk to you about some feedback I received from professional recruiters, talent acquisition specialists, and hiring managers out there in the workforce. I surveyed over a dozen of these professionals, and I wanted to hear what they had to say. First, I wanted to know what industry they were from, and I'm pleased to report that I got responses from hospitality, consumer goods, retail, medical, technology, energy, and a variety of other firms as well. So I think regardless of what the industry is, there should be something here that's important to you based on the field that you might want to be looking at next. Also, I'm pleased to report that regardless of what industry they came from, a lot of their responses were pretty much the same with a lot of key themes. So let's share a couple of those with you today. So one of the first questions I asked was, when you're reviewing a resume, what do you love to see? For starters, many of them mentioned that they want to see a powerful, impactful headline. Who are you, and what do you do, and what do you want to do? Tell us a little bit about you in a summary snapshot in the beginning. The second most important thing was tell us about your accomplishments. We want to see data-driven, measurable, impactful accomplishments. Don't just tell us that you met your annual goal. Tell us what that annual goal was, or did you exceed it by a specific percentage? Did you surpass a goal? Did you overcome a challenge? What were those numbers? Numbers really stand out and pop and help us decide, wow, this person's pretty impressive. They achieved a goal, or they blew 150% of their quota out of the water. That's really cool stuff, and we want to see that. So don't be afraid to brag about yourself. Let us hear what you've done. And the last thing that they love that I want to share with you today is evidence of that progression within your career. You might have started in one position, perhaps as an assistant or coordinator, moved up to a manager, maybe an associate director, to a director, whatever those titles may have been. Show us that progression and paint the picture in the story of those increasing responsibilities as you continue to grow your career. Much as I wanted to hear about what they loved when reading your resumes, I also wanted to hear about those things that were their pet peeves and that they didn't like too much. Overwhelmingly, across the board, I'm talking about 50% of the respondents said typos. This makes me really sad. It shows me that enough people are not taking the time to go back through and look at their resume and proofread it. If you don't go back through and catch those simple grammatical errors, typos, and words, you better believe that the person reading it is going to. So whether that's something that I can help you with or a buddy helps you with, just make sure you get that second and third set of eyes on your resumes to eliminate any potential typos, spelling errors, and grammatical errors. Second to typos, the next pet peeve was over-formatting and not enough white space. Crazy fonts, word vomit all over the page, no space in the margins. One of the comments actually said, recruiters don't have a lot of time to read. They're getting thousands of resumes for each job posting out there. So if you send a paper that is completely covered in text, their heads are already going to spin. Make sure that you are short, clear, and concise, but impactful. And that loops back to one of the very first things that I mentioned they love, is those data-driven accomplishments. If you're showing me numbers and different things that you've achieved that are numeric and quantitative, you don't need to give me a 4-sentence long description of what you're doing in your job, because that's the kind of dialogue that will come in the interview. And in order to secure an interview, you have to get past that initial phase of the resume. The third largest theme on the pet peeves for resumes, people who actually responded saying that they received resumes that are not in reverse chronological order, meaning that people are sitting in resumes that don't have their most recent position at the top. That's what they're interested in. They want to know what you did most recently, not what you did at the beginning of your career. So make sure that you are always listing your most recent position at the top. I hope you found this helpful. As always, thank you for your support. Know that I'm here for you, and I wish you all the best in your continued search.